Louisiana Beer Review Special Edition Chimay Première Revisited, also known as Chimay Red because of the red label. All right, this is their oldest beer, introduced in 1862, and it is produced by the Scourmont Abbey in Belgium, and their trade name is Bières de Chimay, and it's part of the Global Beer Network. So you can look up the link on the Global Beer Network or Chimay, their website, chimay.com. Secondary fermentation, that means they have live yeast in the bottle. Contains barley and wheat, so we have wheat added. It says do not lay it down. Do not use a tall glass, use a glass like this. The Trappist glasses. 7% alcohol. Now some people are saying 19 IBU, but they don't list the bitterness units on the Chimay website. There's the two fleur-de-lis, the Chimay crest. So it's expensive. I mean, let's be honest. It's going to cost you $6.99. Nice embossment, Abbey de Scourmont. ADS, Abbey de Scourmont. So it's going to cost a lot. $6.99 for a 330 milliliter bottle, 11.2 ounces. Not a value price beer by any stretch, but it's a treat beer. $27.96 for a 4-pack. You know, not your value, but like I said, that. All right. So nice smoke. The money is going to charity, and since the Abbey, the monks at the Abbey sell the beers and the cheeses. Some stores sell Chimay Belgian cheese to raise money for their charitable causes. All right. And you get on the Scourmont Abbey website. It's a separate website. You talk about what charities they support. So it's brown with the sun shining at it. Brown with a beige head or eggshell head, really. Clear skies right now. Let's see. Very bubbly. Very, very bubbly. I don't have any Chimay glasses. Be nice to have some. I haven't tried all the Chimay products. I've tried the Grand Reserve, the blue, the white label, the Cinq Cents, the white label, this one, the red, and I've tried the gold, the Doré, the low alcohol version that the monks drink at the Abbey. Not had the oak aged Grand Reserve because it's like $19 for one bottle like this. I'm not going there. And there's a couple of others. There's the new green label. What is it, the 150th anniversary version? Or whatever it is. But they, I can't get them. Well, I mean, I guess I could get them all, but I haven't been able to force myself to pay that much yet. Okay. So, translucent, but I don't think it's transparent. I cannot see through it, no. Aroma time. Been years since I've had it, years. Do I see the tall 750 milliliter bottles anymore with the cork and cage? I don't really see those. This even comes in a 1.5 liter, huge bottle. And on draft, if you ever find it on draft. Yeah, kind of a brown ale in the nose, just tannic, brown bread, like leaves, tea leaves almost. It's not a super strong aroma. Some sugar, like brown sugar. Yeah, let's go with the taste. Cheers. First thing we notice is the mouthfeel. It's extremely prickly. The carbonation is extremely prickly. So you're gonna get that tingle of tight little bubbles. Then we have the flavor. the brown bread crust, the sweet brown sugars or brown or cane syrup or some kind of sugar syrup. Maybe not cane, could be beet sugar, but a syrup form. Bitterness, they're saying 19. That seems, I mean, the company's not saying it, the Abbey, but the unofficial source. That seems about right. 19 to 20. So sweetness is probably 3 out of 5 sugar cubes. A relatively sweet beer. Bitterness, 2.5 out of 5. Hop cones, let's say 2.5 out of 5 bitter. Halfway bitter. Medium body. Carbonation. They're mostly dry finish. Now, can it increase the ABV as it ages in the bottle? I think it can, but it's so minimal. You know, like 7%. You save it 5 years, maybe to be 7.3. From what I've been reading, I don't think it's gonna make much of a difference. We get 7% ales in the United States, but they're mostly India pale ales. We get a brown ale from a Beta, I believe it's 6.5. Why do they add wheat to this? I guess to soften the body. I'm not detecting any wheat really, but maybe a little softness in the body. This would not be called a wheat ale. It's probably a low percentage of wheat in the mash bill. Like a little tannin, like I said, the tannins, a little nuttiness. Yeah, you heard of nut brown ales like Samuel Smith's Nut Brown Ale. I believe that's 5%. And it has like a pecan. Some people say pecan. In Louisiana, you hear a lot of people saying pecans. We're going to get pecans. I guess it's pronounced pecan though, but you get that here, yeah. Well, it's a dynamite product. Beer advocates saying it's outstanding, 92 out of 100. Rate beers saying 97 out of 100, and like 100 in the style or close to that, something like that. Very high numbers. They're saying world class essentially, or close to it. Untapped saying 75. They're saying like, yeah, B plus, A minus, but not anything to blow your mind, you know. But people these days might look down on a beer like this, say that's old style, that's an old fashioned craft beer. You know, it's not cloudy, it's not sweet like fruit or candy. It's not 12% alcohol. It's mild and mellow generally, so it's not extreme. We want extreme. I think some people want extreme, and I don't even mind extreme beers. I like many of them, but I think there's nothing negative about it. Old-fashioned, 1862 version Belgian ale. It holds its own against any of those other fancy pants, new age craft beers, and no knock against those. I believe they did change this recipe or tweak it after World War II. There was something about Brother Theodore after the war was studying a lot, getting advice from other brewers, and trying to improve the products. So probably not terribly changing the formula for it, but improving it and making it nicer. Sort of like Samuel Adams Boston Lager, Boston Beer Company improved it, they say, for 2023. Not changing the recipe, but they say tweaking it or brightening it. And I tried that, and I was pleased with it. I didn't see the reason for the hysterics behind it yet. Some people just going, flying off the handle like Buddy Rich, talking about, I'm never drinking it again. You betrayed us. How dare you remaster this product? I don't know. It was fine to me. They could have just tweaked it without telling anybody, and probably nobody would have noticed. But they wanted to make, you know, a publicity, if you want to call it a stunt, but I would call it a publicity effort to try to boost the sales of Samuel Adams Boston Lager, which has sort of been in relative decline in the last 20 years with the onset of what I was talking about earlier, the new age craft beers. But yeah, I didn't see a problem with it. So this one, you know, they improved it, adjusted it over the years without any kind of publicity, and no one complained there. But yeah, so this is something if you're into the beer hobby and you say, I love tasting stuff, I love trying stuff, you got to make the rounds of the Trappist beers. Yes, Trappist ales. And the Abbey ales, which are brewed in the Trappist style, but usually they're contracted out by an Abbey who doesn't really want to get into all the brewing, like Left Brewing. That's contracted out from an Abbey, a bigger beer company, to handle it for them. But those are wonderful also, the Married Sioux and the Left. The St. Bernardus, probably the best of the whole group. I am going to side with Rate Beer on this one. And if you watch my videos, a lot of times I take issue with Rate Beer and have a lot of controversy with them. You know, finding that their scores for some ordinary beers are just outrageously low. You know, a beer that you might say, well, it's okay, give it a C. They're going to give it a 3 out of 100. And say it's monstrously bad, when it really is just maybe ordinary. But I think this one is outstanding. I'm going to go 98 out of 100. So mild and pleasant, wonderful. 98 out of 100, 9.8 out of 10. An outstanding Belgian ale, Trappist. And we sure do miss the Spencer Trappist Brewery from St. Joseph's Abbey in the United States, Massachusetts, but they just said it wasn't profitable for them. They shut it down last year, 2022. So you might find some of their beers around them on the show. So anyway, Les Le Bon Ton Relais, a most excellent, actually higher than that, because my most excellent range is 93 to 97. I'm going into outstanding, 98 to 100. So 98 out of 100, an outstanding product. And I couldn't imagine going lower than that. And I'm going to end this review by saying, y'all go to Belgium and tour the Scourmont Abbey and their I don't know if they get tours of the Abbey, but they might, and the brewery.